guys, welcome back. So I don't know if you're going to like this lighting, but at first I was doing it for all the dramas, but now it's getting later and I'm trying to get my body to start shutting down for sleep. So this just came to me. I am so glad the demons interrupted me because I had a gestalt moment, however you pronounce that. 1, 2 strokes that we know of. And oh my god, guys, I got the most exciting revelation, and it was not from the demons, it wasn't Asmodeus whispering in my ear. But actually, what happened is I had come up with this idea of starting a demon Shangri-La, and this is going to make sense. And I pray to Goddess, Mother Goddess, Father God, if this is a good idea, let me know. And I said, I don't know where everybody else I've ever worked with fits into this, but let me know. Don't even have all the details yet, but let me know, right? And I get 10/10. Okay? And I start watching this chick's video and I'm watching it and she's sounding legit, she's keeping it real. Then she starts saying some stuff towards the back end of the video. Eat it, did it. And I'm like, this don't sound right. This doesn't sound like angel numbers. It sounds like law of attraction. Those are two different things. And I'm busy getting, stuff ready for tomorrow. And Mammon comes up behind me out of nowhere because he has this very distinctive voice. And I heard him say, "That's prosperity gospel. You get away from her." And I was like, agreed, absolutely agreed. And he was curious. What was I talking about? A demon Shangri-La. I'm going to teach you guys, and we don't even have this all solid, but I am on fire for this. How do you work with a group of gods where you get 0 back? I mean, I could have a book of coupons right here in my hands. A book of coupons, and there isn't a single demon that could give me a coupon out of that book. We're that bad together. We're that badly matched. I could have a cup of water. Right here, they could not give me a drop. You're getting the idea. You're getting the idea. We are just so badly matched. No matter what we do, no matter how we approach it, they can give me absolute 0 as towards, a blessing or something like that. Now they have a lot of other stuff to bring to the table, and we'll talk about that. But how do you work with a group of gods that can give you absolutely 0? Because that's not how we do this thing usually. Usually we find the god that seems to answer our prayers and help us out, and that's who we work with. And hopefully you have that in your life. You have Loki, you have Buddha tree outside somebody. You've got somebody in your life that's answering your prayers on the regular. Other gods, because they're curious, come into your life, and you just find some gods that can give you absolutely nothing. In fact, sometimes when they try to help, it's like they made things worse, and you're like, you know what? Stop helping, because you're not. And how or why would you want to work with that god? Because as towards god stuff, the god stuffing stuff, they can't do it for you. I was talking to Goddess, and I said, I just love these guys. I love them. I mean, God knows that they either make things worse or they don't work at all. That's the 2 results I get. And we've been working together for years. But I said, I just love them. They mean well. They mean well. Gods know they mean well. And I don't know all 72. I don't know them backwards and forwards. I do know we cannot, we love each other deeply, but as towards them helping, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Ain't never gonna happen. Never gonna get it. Never gonna get it. And I'm getting, yeah, we're gonna get it, never gonna get it. Back here, yes, baby. And, why work with them then? If you find a group of gods you love, and I mean you love, work with them anyhow. Ask them for advice. See if that works. If you find out that not even their advice works for you, it's okay to have tea, coffee, whatever, spend time together. It's totally okay to give an offering to a god who can give you jack back. Now, keep in mind, the universe, Mother Goddess, Father God, God, Loki, the tree outside, is not watching what a good little pagan you are being and putting stuff in a basket for you. We're not preaching prosperity gospel here. If you want to do this, you do this because you want to. Because you love them, and your other gods are all fat and happy, and they don't need anything at the moment, and here are these other gods that come up to you. I could use something. I'm hungry. I need love. Could I have some attention? And you know they can't give you anything. It's perfectly okay to do that. It's perfectly okay to do that. The one thing we did agree on as we're sketching this out is now that we know, we just know we know. Gods like that, unless you freely have the money and the money is falling out of the sky, no, you don't have to, therefore, because you're not in that give-take relationship as you might be with Loki, God, Jesus, Buddha, the tree outside. You don't have to unless you truly want to and can afford to on your own, because they're obviously not able to help. Give them an altar, give them a statue, give them anything else. They can have a share in what's going on. We talked about this and we've tried this before, but this is going to be different. And Mammon is very forward and he likes to push borders and he says, "Oh, but we can't ask for more than the useful gods." And I said, "Define useful gods." I said, "I know Loki takes care of me and Odin, Thor and whatnot, but I said, show me the stamp any god puts on anything that happens in my life." I said, define useful god to me. I said, no, it's just you can't, you will be here, you will be loved, but it doesn't mean you start, polishing your fingernails and going, wonder what else I can get. I said, that's what we're talking about. You will get love, you will get part of what's going on, but it's not, we want to have demon Shangri-La. We did not say feed demons until they burst and they're doing absolutely nothing. And they do have stuff to bring to the table. They have advice to bring to the table. Mammon's need to protect me from that woman. That you can't buy that. You can't buy that kind of love. You can't buy that kind of loyalty. Asmodeus always jumping in the middle to defend me when I'm making some kind of cultural faux pas talking to demons. You can't buy that. Stolas being adorable and just wanting to spend time with me. I can't buy that. Can they do anything for me? No. Like I said, I could go over there, pick up Loki's penny jar. They couldn't manifest a penny out of that. They're just absolutely nothing. In fact, if they try to help, they make it worse. But, they still have good hearts. They still have good hearts. And, our basic thing is they can be here if they want to. If they want to. But we're under the understanding now that we're not in one of those give-take relationships where I give them offerings and they give in return, and I give them offerings and they give in return, because it's for whatever reason, the universe, the tree outside, Loki, I don't know, it doesn't work for us. But you can still be in a loving relationship. They can still, like I said, try their advice out. If it doesn't work, don't go with it anymore. But you can still be friends. You can still be friends. You can still make an offering once in a while. Loki said that if they want to share him what's going on, incense, food, whatever, fine. They're just not going to be the type of gods that you're going to have this devotional in the sense of you get a statue and an altar and everything else because we're working together and getting results together. They're I don't want to call gods business partners, but they're not going to be a business partner. They're going to be more like a friend. They come over, you hang out, you talk together. And Lucky's like, there, that's actually perfect. Yeah, they're more like a friend. They come over, they talk, you hang out. They don't have a penny to give you. They can give you advice, and sometimes it's good, and sometimes you're like, wow, you give really bad advice. But you can have those kind of gods in your life. And again, guys, I gotta stress, this is not a get rich quick scheme. This is not do this and goddess will notice and throw money your way. I've never had goddess in all the decades of my existence manifest in my middle of my living room throwing money this way and that way. And I'm not going to either. And it's the goddess isn't going to reward you. Father God isn't going to reward you. Some deity watching you isn't going to go, oh my gosh, that is so sweet and pure. Here, have everything you ever desired. No, this is not prosperity gospel. This is, yes, it's okay. Yes, it's okay. Make sure you're not taken advantage of. I told them, because Asmodeus is very clever and cute and charming and does his little tail wags or his little Asmodeus pouts, much like Loki does pouting. I said, no. Now that we know that you're here and you love me and you're protective and you will talk things and try to talk things through and give advice, that's wonderful. and I love you, and you can take care of what, part of what's going on. But cute little Asmodeus pout doesn't get like gilded Asmodeus altar or 6 cheeseburgers or something. We were going to have a pizza tonight, and it turned out that we made rather liberal with his grand idea of finishing up the butterflies, which indeed made the room look beautiful. But the money wasn't there, and I'm like, we're going to rebound. So that was much different than the original video, but I think it was much better. And Loki approves. Loki approves. That said, if you don't have that in your wheelhouse, if you can't work with a god that you're not getting something back with, I understand. I was that way for decades. This may last 2 weeks, and they may feel like, okay, she officially knows we can't do anything, we're leaving. They might not even fully accept. They've been coming attentively and, touching at things. Gods do want to be useful. Gods do want to be useful in the sense that they love humans and they want to help us. And if they're not the one to get you there, sometimes they will step back and try to let someone else have it. But I also believe that sometimes it's just not in the cards for us. Sometimes there's stuff we want in this lifetime, we ain't gonna see it. It's like that In Living Color skit, and I'm dating myself here. I got um the woman asks, where am I going to see the man of my dreams? And the guy goes, in your damn dreams. Yeah, sometimes our dreams are just going to be our dreams. It'll be something we dream about our whole life through, and hopefully in the afterworld we get to do it. But that's okay. And it is okay to work with gods that can't give you anything back that, in a couple years' time, we know it's not working. We know. It's okay to work with a god like that because you love them. They don't have to become your primary deity. You certainly do still want to establish a relationship with a deity that can meet your needs. And, basic needs, food, shelter, medicine, whatever else you need, jobs, whatever, family. But there are deities that they couldn't do that even if you were standing in the middle of abundance. They couldn't even hand it to you. It's okay to love them. Just don't, ever get to the point where you drop everything else and you're dancing attendance on them, thinking in the back of your mind, if only I give more and more and more, something will eventually happen. Sometimes it just doesn't work. It's okay to love them. It's okay to even include them and, have them as family and hold them close and let them take parts in offerings. Just, keep an eye. They don't start putting a little paw out or hand out or whatever and trying to take advantage, trying to pull a little more their way and a little more their way. They know not to, but, it's perfectly okay to have them with you. Just as long as you have the ground rules of I love you and I adore you, but I haven't seen you do anything other than make things worse, so you can stay, and I love you and your family. But, they're not part of your main team. They're not part of your main team. Loki and Odin are always and ever my main team, a couple others. And I think it's going to work. So there you go. There's how to work with gods that have absolutely nothing to give you and never going to be able to. Aren't you excited? But if you like what you see, like, comment, subscribe. We actually recorded this the night before because we had 2 power outages today. Might have storms late tonight, going to have storms gosh knows when. So the storms seem to be dropping out of nowhere, these epic thunder and lightning storms, and cutting off the power. So we wanted to make sure you at least had something on film. So we will see you guys later. Bye-bye.